Welcome back to my channel. The verdict is in the Sitzer-Burnett versus NAR lawsuit. Now what? In this video, I'm gonna tell you what this verdict means for sellers, homeowners, and listing agents. I've given this a lot of thought. I wrote a lot of things down, and I want to make sure that I don't forget to say any of these really important things to you. But first, before we talk about what does this mean for you real estate agents or you homeowner that is watching this video, I want to state what this verdict is in case you're hearing about it for the first time. The verdict found NAR, Home Services of America, and Keller Williams liable for colluding to inflate or maintain high commission rates. So in essence, the claim is that there was a conspiracy where sellers had to pay real estate commissions that were too high. Now, there's something I need to get off my chest before I go into what does this mean to sellers and what this means to real estate agents. I think it is ridiculous and absurd that in a free country where sellers signed a listing agreement and agreed to pay a certain amount in commission, then they agreed to sign a contract to sell their property at a certain price, and that contract in most states restate what the commission is. Then they went along and provided all of the information and all the documentation that was needed for them to arrive at the closing table. Then they showed up for the closing. They reviewed all the documents before they signed them. They signed the document stating, I'm selling it for this much and I'm paying this much in commission. And they could have said, no, I don't want to pay that commission. It's too much. I'm out. They could have done that in numerous times during this process. And they chose not to. Then months or even years later, they're suing for being victims of conspiracy and collusion. This is absurd. Are you telling me that these sellers didn't know that they could have said no? I don't want to pay this much in commission and I'm going to go talk to other agents. They didn't know they could do that. Real estate agents, discount agents, and flat fee agents are a dime a dozen all over the United States. But these sellers didn't know that. They didn't know that they could have called someone else. You know, people shop around for just about everything these days. We live in a very value-conscious society. People don't just, oh, it's this much, okay, I'll pay. Everybody's shopping around looking for the best deal, what they believe is the best deal. But these sellers didn't know that they could have shopped around for a real estate agent. Come on. Are they like 5 years old or something? Anyway, this video is not about whether the verdict is fair or unfair. This is about what does it mean for sellers and listing agents. So let's start with sellers. What does this verdict change for sellers? And I wrote this down. Absolutely nothing except the public perception. And I'm going to talk more about this public perception a little bit later. In essence, the lawsuit doesn't change anything regarding real estate commissions being negotiable because they have always been negotiable and they will continue to be. And what does negotiable mean? It means that sellers and real estate agents can talk about it. And either one of them can choose to say, no, I don't accept what's being offered. That's called negotiating. So what does it mean to sellers? Okay, now you know. Second, what does it mean to listing agents? Now, the plaintiffs are going to appeal this verdict, but the damage is already done. Even if they win on the appeal, the verdict changes the public perception of real estate agents, and it's going from bad to worse. Real estate agents always had a bad reputation, and this verdict 10x'd it, 100x'd it. This is the box now that every real estate agent is in. The public perception is that real estate agents don't do anything. They're overpaid and they're not trustworthy. Now let's break this down. And before I break it down for you, I must say that I actually understand why the public thinks this way. Think about this. Number one, people watch reality TV shows like Selling Sunset, $1 Million Listing, and they think that that's what being a real estate agent is like. Driving fancy cars, attending luxurious brokers' opens, and making millions of dollars a year. That couldn't be farthest from the truth for most agents. The reality is that people have no idea what real estate agents do and how much time and energy is involved in bringing a buyer and seller together and closing a deal. They also don't know what the agent's expenses are. A $10,000 commission check is not all net profit, not even close. Number two, agents are responsible to effectively communicate what they do to their clients, whether they are buyers or sellers. But real estate agents don't do that. They don't know how to do that, and they don't do that, communicating effectively what they do. Number three, based on the recent hot market of 2020, 2021, where homes were selling in one day with multiple offers for 10% above asking price, I understand why sellers will look at agents and think, they didn't do very much here and they're making a lot of money. Houses are selling in one day and they're getting paid that much. They don't know what's happening behind the scenes, do they? They have no idea what's going on that brought about those results for them. And here's what I find it really interesting. Sellers were not upset that their house sold quickly and for above asking price. They're upset that they had to pay the real estate agent's commission and the system behind the agents that produced those results. They weren't even upset enough when it was going on to say, listen, I'm backing out. I don't want to do this. It's years later now that they actually decided, I don't like what happened. A lot of people perceive value based on time. So here's what I mean. If a house sells fast, it sells in one day, I shouldn't have to pay the same commission as if the house takes 6 months to sell. Oh, really? Well, you agree to pay the commission before you got the offer. If you think you got an offer too fast, don't take it. Cancel the listing and go sell it yourself to see how you do. That's an option. They don't value results. They value time. Actually, they don't value the results, they value time. But when a real estate agent takes a listing, if it takes 4, 5, 6 months to sell, sellers are not happy either. Now it's taking too long. Now, whose fault is it that sellers think and feel this way? It's the agent's fault for not effectively communicating all that they do and how the system benefits their clients. So, there's a huge disconnect between the public perception of a real estate agents do and what's really happening. People think that real estate agents are overpaid and they're rolling in money. If that was true, listen to this. Why is it that nearly 75% of agents fail within 1 year and 87% are out of the business in 5 years? You know why they fail? You know why these failure rates are so high? Because they're not making enough money to support themselves, to live. By the way, after this verdict, these percentages are going to be much higher. The public is now convinced more than ever that agents are scammers, and the scam has been uncovered. They think that agents are liars and they take advantage of people. They've done it in the past, and now sellers are thinking, I want to sell. Buyers are thinking, I want to buy, but I am very skeptical. There's more distrust in an industry that was already lacking the public trust to begin with. Being a successful real estate agent has gotten much tougher, just like that, because of this verdict. Whether they appeal and win, it doesn't matter what happens. It's already gotten tougher. And I believe this is going to be a huge wake-up call for a lot of real estate agents. If you think that you are getting a lot of commission objections, get ready. They're going to question and object to your commission more and more than ever before. Now, okay, I am an agent. What do I do with all of this? How do I deal with this? The agents that are strong in the conviction of the value and the service they provide will thrive. They've been thriving and they're going to continue to thrive. Everyone else, it's time to 10x, 100x your knowledge and your skills, or you'll be looking for a job real soon. I have to say that I'm personally very excited about this because it will require agents to upgrade everything that they do, and that will benefit the industry and the agents that are true professionals. Let's not blame the sellers for not understanding what we do, or the attorneys for jumping into this lawsuit to make millions of dollars. And as agents, let's take full responsibility to skillfully and effectively communicate our knowledge, expertise, value, and professionalism to sellers and buyers. This will bring a much needed major upgrade to the industry and weed out all the real estate agents that got into the business expecting a free ride. There's no free ride. Average agents will get out of real estate faster than ever, and true professionals will shine. This is what it means for listing agents. And for all of the people out there saying that agents make too much money, great, don't use one. But ultimately, that's for each individual seller to decide. That's all I got on this. Let me hear your comments below. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to respond. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.